Most people keep waiting for the right time, but that time never comes. They hit snooze, delay goals, and wonder why life isn't changing. Today, we're fixing that, starting with your morning and your mindset. Look, let me tell you something. Success doesn't show up at your doorstep like a delivery package. You got to meet it halfway. And the biggest lie people tell themselves is, I'll start tomorrow. No, you won't, because tomorrow I have no schedule. Todai does. And if you can't control your morning, you can't control your life. So let's talk about starting now and mastering your morning in just 60 seconds. But let me tell you something real quick. One of the biggest scams people fall for is this idea of the right time. They treat success like weather, like, well, one day the wind will blow just right, the sky will magically clear up, and then they'll finally start. You know what that is? That's fear wearing a nice suit, talking politely, so you don't question it. Folks wake up every morning with dreams in their heart, but excuses on their tongue. I'll start when I'm ready, when I feel confident, when I have the money, when I get the time. Newsflash, none of that is coming unless you move first. The perfect time is not coming. Nobody is going to blow a trumpet outside your house and announce that today is your day. Your life ain't Amazon Prime. Your dreams don't come with the delivery date. You got to claim it yourself. You know what I've learned. People don't fail because they're not capable. They fail because they keep waiting for a magical signal, some green light from the universe. Let me help you with that. This is your signal, this moment right here. You keep thinking the opportunity is hiding behind a calendar page marked someday. No, opportunity has been parked outside your front door since the day you were born. You just don't open the door because you're waiting to feel ready.
Ready.
You think millionaires felt ready when they were broke? You think champions woke up motivated every morning? You think I felt qualified when I was sleeping in my car? No, I was scared. I moved unprepared. I was confused, but I moved. Overthinking is the assassin of progress. These days, people don't make decisions. They perform autopsies on them. What if it goes wrong? How will it happen? When will the right time come? Meanwhile, life is moving. Other people with half your talent are passing you up simply because they decided before you did. You keep planning and planning, waiting and waiting. And guess what doesn't Paul you think? That clock on your wall, it doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't slow down because you're nervous. It doesn't stop because you're not in the mood. It just keeps on ticking. And every tick is either building your future or burying your potential. You know what most people get wrong? They think changing their life needs a full schedule, a perfect planner, a 2-hour routine with candles and green tea. They convince themselves that success only starts when they've got time, energy, silence, motivation, sunlight, and a mountain view. Let me break that nonsense right now. Your life can start shifting with just 60 seconds. 1 minute, that's it. If you can give 1 minute to your morning, you can flip the entire rhythm of your day. But people don't start because they think small actions don't matter. They underestimate tiny beginnings and overestimate big promises. Tomorrow, discipline routine. From Monday, change. From next month, all. Meanwhile, a single minute today could have moved the needle. Listen, your brain doesn't need a 2-hour boot camp to wake up. It needs a decision. The first thing you do when you open your eyes is not scrolling your phone, not complaining, not snoozing your reality. You can take 60 seconds to sit up, breathe in, tell yourself one powerful line or plan one move. That minute sends a message to your mind, I'm in charge today. Because let's be honest, most people don't lose the whole day at 4 p.m. They lose it in the first 5 minutes after waking up. The alarm rings and they negotiate with their dreams. They turn off the alarm and turn off their ambition with it. They don't realize that the difference between a fired up day and a wasted day can literally be 1 minute of intention. Think about it. When you hit snooze, that's a decision. When you grab your phone to scroll, that's a decision. When you lie there telling yourself, just 5 more minutes, you're already programming late. You don't need motivation, you need momentum. And momentum doesn't start with hours, it starts with seconds. 60 seconds of movement tells your brain, get up, we're working. 60 seconds with a thought like, what's the one thing I'm handling today? Sets a tone your laziness can't argue with. You don't need fancy tools, Jory. You don't need inspiration music. You don't need to watch 3 motivational reels before you function. You need to act before your excuses wake up. The body follows the brain, and the brain follows the very first command you give it when the day starts. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Your day doesn't start when you leave the house. It starts the moment your eyes open. Your body might still be half asleep, but your mind, it's already listening. Before you even swing your legs off that bed, your thoughts are casting votes for the kind of day you're about to have. Some people wake up and immediately tell themselves they're tired, they're stressed, they're behind, and they don't even know they've already surrendered. They think the morning is about alarms and breakfast, but it's really about mindset. The way you think in those first few minutes creates momentum that follows you around like a shadow. You want to know why some folks stay stuck no matter how many chances life gives them? Because their mornings are on autopilot. They wake up and the first voice they hear is doubt, self-criticism, stress, negativity. They rehearse problems before opportunities. They remember failures before goals. And then they wonder why the whole day goes sideways. If your brain starts the morning in panic, delay, or distraction, everything after that is just damage control. But when you wake up and take even a moment, just a moment, to set intention, your brain locks onto direction. One thought like, I own this day, or I'm handling my business today, can shift your entire energy before you even leave the bedroom. See, people think motivation shows up after coffee, after a shower, after they get to work. No, your brain has already made agreements with you long before that. You got to speak before the world starts talking at you. You have to decide your tone before life throws its noise at you. And I'm not talking about sitting in a lotus pose for 2 hours humming to the universe. I'm talking about taking control of your first thoughts like your life depends on it, because it does. The morning mindset is not about being perfect. It's about being intentional. If you don't choose your thoughts, your doubts will. If you don't pick your focus, your past will. If you don't give your brain a target, it's going to chase whatever distraction shows up first. Momentum is sneaky. It doesn't start with big wins. It starts with how you speak to yourself before anyone else gets a word in. The world is loud, problems are loud, frustration is loud, but intention is quiet. It's the whisper you choose before the shouting begins. When you anchor your mind on purpose, the moment you wake up, your fears got to fight harder to catch you. And most days, they won't, because you already outran them in the first 5 minutes without even leaving the room. You know what stops more dreams than failure ever could? Waiting to feel ready. People sit around acting like motivation is some VIP guest that has to show up before they can move. They keep saying, I'll do it when I'm in the mood, when I have more energy, when inspiration hits me. Let me set this straight. Motivation doesn't come before action. It comes after it. You don't get fired up and then move. You move and then you get fired up. People got the order flipped. They're waiting on a feeling that only shows up once they've already started. That's why so many talented people stay stuck. They want the perfect vibe before they take the first step. They want confidence before they try, clarity before they begin, applause before they show up. That's not how life rewards effort. Look around you. Every successful person you admire started before they had proof it would work. They didn't have a map. They just started walking. You think I knew everything before I stepped on stage the first time. I was nervous. I was unsure. I was broke, but I still moved. Because starting small is still starting. People think their first step has to look like a grand entrance. No. Sometimes your first step is awkward, messy, unplanned, unpolished, but at least it's a step. Starting ugly is better than staying comfortable. You can fix an imperfect start, but you can't fix a decision you never took. And there's this lie people tell themselves, I'll start when I have more time, more money, more support, more confidence. Let me tell you something. If you won't start with what you have now, you won't start even when you get more. Because hesitation becomes a habit. You keep practicing delay and then expect discipline to magically appear. Discipline is built by doing what you said you do even when your feelings don't match your plans. Action is the spark plug. That one move, no matter how small, triggers everything else. You just need to pick up the phone, write the first line, tie your shoes, send the email, and speak the idea out loud. The brain respects movement. Once you move, your mind starts looking for reasons to keep going instead of excuses to stay still. Fear doesn't vanish before action. It shrinks because of action. Doubt won't disappear while you sit and think. It disappears while you do. Nobody gets confidence sitting on a couch thinking about what could happen. Confidence is rented through effort, and the rent is due daily. So stop waiting to look good or sound smart or feel unstoppable. Start with the shaky voice, the uncertain steps, the incomplete plan, because the world doesn't reward the one who waits best. It rewards the one who moves first. Listen, if there's one thing you take from all of this, let it be this. You don't need a new year, a new month, or a perfect Monday to change your life. You just need a decision and the courage to back it with action. Your morning is not just the start of your day, it's the launch pad of your future. 60 seconds of intention can overpower 6 hours of excuses. Your thoughts in those first moments can build momentum before the world even opens its eyes. And action, no matter how small, no matter how messy, will always beat waiting for the perfect mood. you've spent enough time planning, doubting, delaying, and negotiating with your own dreams. That clock is still ticking whether you move or not. You don't need guarantees, you don't need approval, and you sure don't need to feel ready. You just need to start today, not someday. Give your morning 60 seconds of ownership and watch how your day starts listening to you. Take the first step before your fears wake up. The life you want isn't hiding. It's waiting on you to show up.